Hello, my friends. This is John Laspina, the Carnivore teacher. We're going to break down the ingredient list and nutritional information of a Kind bar. Have you seen these bars? They're crunchy granola, all different varieties. We're going to break down this version right here. Kind, healthy grains, chewy with granola, peanut butter, dark chocolate. It's kind to your body, right? Well, let's see if it really is. First off, it has an allergy warning because they don't want to get sued. It has peanuts. So if you have a peanut allergy or if it contains any tree nuts in there, you could die of anaphylaxis. So make sure that you don't eat this if you have a nut or peanut allergy. All right, let's look at the nutritional information first. We see in the largest, most bold-faced font, the words nutrition facts. Serving size is 1 bar. Okay, so I get to eat a whole bar if I eat this. And the calories, 150. Because they think that you think that 150 calories is the most important thing to consider. But we know better, don't we? We know that a calorie is not mass, it's not weight. It's a unit of heat burning measure that man created. It's meaningless. That number's stupid, but they think you think it's important. Total fat, 6 grams, saturated fat 1 gram, trans fat 0 grams, polyunsaturated fat 1 gram, monounsaturated fat 3 grams, cholesterol 0. Sodium and cholesterol seem to be in boldface there because they want you to realize that it's important. 75 milligrams of sodium. I think salt is good for you. Total carbs, 23 grams of total carbohydrates. Then we have fiber 2, total sugars 8. Includes 7 grams of added sugars, 0 grams of sugar alcohols, and 3 grams of protein. And then, of course, it tells you that they enriched it with vitamins and minerals. So let's break that down a little bit. Let's go right to the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates convert into sugar, and the sugar that they say that's in there is already sugar. The sugar that they're mentioning is calculated into the total carbs, I believe. So 23 total grams of carbohydrates. 1 teaspoon is a little more than 4 grams. So picture a teaspoon and of level sugar. That's a little bit more than 4 grams. This is giving you 23 total grams. 4 times what is close to 23? 4 times 5 is 20. So it's a little bit more than 5 teaspoons of sugar in just this 1 bar. And a lot of people eat more than 1 bar because they're so tiny. Now, our body can handle 4 to 5 grams of sugar that's already flowing through our bloodstream at any given moment. And whether we consume this sugar or carbs externally or not, our liver's going to make it through homeostasis. Our liver's going to make sure we always have 4 to 5 grams of glucose to nourish our red blood cells. Our red blood cells do not have mitochondria. They need glucose. And other parts of our body, little small parts, need glucose. So that's all you need. 1 level teaspoon flowing through your body. When you already have the 1 teaspoon. So when you add these 5, let's say 5.5 teaspoons of more sugar from this product, your pancreas now has to shoot out insulin to neutralize that sugar and get part of it into your cells and take part of it back to the liver, turn part of it into glycogen and store it in your muscles and your cells and send the rest of it through de novo lipogenesis and make fat and store it in your liver and around the rest of your body because you ate more than 4+ grams of sugar. Your body goes into alarm mode and says, oh, toxic state. We have all this sugar. We have to pull the blood sugar level down in the blood because sugar glycates. It sticks onto parts of our cells in our body and damages it. It's like rust inside your body. It's terrible. So the body knows this, and the body takes care of you by storing it as glycogen for future use and storing it as fat. But if you continually consume carbohydrates and sugar over and over and over and over again, keeping your blood sugar level above that 4 grams, you are in a toxic state at all times, and you are going to start to become unhealthy, and you are going to start to be obese, and you're going to see problems. You are. So let's move on to the ingredients. We see here that the ingredients of this kind bar, isn't that nice they call it that? They don't call it an unkind bar. They call it a kind bar. All right, there's some subliminal advertising going on here. Oats. First ingredient is oats. Oats is a grain. Oats are inflammatory, period. Genetically modified as well. Cane sugar, no matter what they call the sugar, they added sugar as the second ingredient. That's how sweet this thing is. Then semi-sweet chocolate, which contains sugar, chocolate liqueur, cocoa butter, soy lecithin, vanilla extract. So there's more sugar than there's chocolate liqueur, which has basically oxalate, and cocoa butter, which is okay. It's a plant fat. Then we have canola oil, which is a seed oil, which is massively inflammatory. And then we have brown rice. Rice is a grain, whether it's brown or white, it turns into sugar. It's inflammatory. Honey is glucose and fructose. It's more sugar. Tapioca syrup, guess what, guys? Anything that says tapioca is more sugar. It's kind of like a fiber that converts into sugar, and it's very inflammatory, tapioca. Millet is grain, again inflammatory. Peanut butter, which comes from peanuts, which is a legume, which is inflammatory, genetically modified. Salt is good. Peanuts, buckwheat. Again, more wheat, more grain, more inflammation. Amaranth is an extremely inflammatory wheat with a very high oxalate content, amaranth. Brown rice flour, so we've got more grain flour, more oxalate, more inflammation. Gosh. Gum acacia, which is a thickener, I believe. Quinoa, another grain. Sounds good, right? That's the designer grain, quinoa. Water's good, sea salt's good. Peanut flour, more inflammatory flour with oxalate. Brown rice syrup is sugar. Oat flour is more inflammatory oxalate. Then vitamin E, tocopherols to maintain freshness, because you got to maintain the freshness because it's sitting on the shelf for 4 years. Do you really want to put this in your mouth? When you take a bite of this kind bar, you're putting all those inflammatory grains with all of those oxalates and all of that sugar into your body. Alarm bells go off, pancreas, insulin, glucose, everything's going insane in your body just to try to take care of what you just threw in your body. And they're calling it being kind to yourself. This is called comfort food, ladies and gentlemen. It may have some protein in there because there technically is some protein in the peanuts, but look at all the bad stuff that's in this crap. Stay away from prepackaged anything with a paragraph of ingredients with all these sugars and grains, and you'll be healthier. This is toxic. It's not good for you. Eat well. Eat beef, lamb, pork, poultry, fish, and eggs. Cook in animal fat. Satiate yourself. Feel good. Heal yourself from the inside out. Not from this stuff. This is a candy bar, folks. Stay away from it. Have a good day.